If you're looking at selling your home in the next 30 to 60 days, then you need to watch this video. My name's Pete Butler. I'm an ex-estate agent, ex-Countrywide, and I'm joined by a gentleman by the name of Jamie Rogers from Open House Auctioneers. Welcome, Jamie.
Thanks as well. Nice to have you.
Fantastic. So, Jamie, just wanted to really educate the local homeowners. Obviously, the property market's cooling down. Lots of options out there for the home seller. Homeowners aren't really aware, especially if you haven't sold in the last sort of 15, 20 years, of how long it actually takes to sell your house. Speaking to a local agent a few weeks ago, it's taken up to about 9 months from the point of our homeowner going on the market to actually moving. Can we just discuss about the benefits of auction? The pros first, and then the sort of the things that the homeowner needs to think about when they're putting the house on the market.
Yeah, of course. So the main thing with auction is the speed of sale. So for whatever reason you need the speed of sale, maybe your chain's already fell through previously with the current agent, and your chain's likely to drop and you can't move on. We can offer immediate exchange of contracts for that security to ensure that your buyer, the one you're buying the property for, is secure that you've already got your contracts exchanged. So we can offer immediate exchange of contracts. We can sell in as quick as 28 days, and we can complete in a timescale that suits you.
Okay, so we've just been speaking to a local Rightmove rep again, talking about 9 months up to sell your house, from the minute you put your house on the market. And you guys, obviously, through selling through auction, you can get it done within 28 days. Cash in the bank.
Yep. So your cash will be in the bank within 7 days after it's over. So normally we say we do a 28-day auction cycle, and then 7 days from the time everything's completed, and you can have money in the bank within as quick as 35 days.
Yeah, and what sort of properties or circumstances would people consider an auction?
So I've had all sorts of types of properties. We had a recent sale of a lovely 5-bedroom house in Tunbridge, in North Tunbridge, of £800,000. But commercial properties. We've also had a whole array of different properties. Everyone thinks auction is the rundown, awful properties that no one wants, not mortgageable, and that's certainly not the case anymore, as it used to be. It's more down to seller circumstances than what it is the type of property.
Yeah, so there might be a family, there might be a person, the executor of a probate property, empty property. A lot of property investors are obviously trying to cash in now, or liquidate some of the properties that they had probably on rental. And someone who's probably, like you say, lost out on a house, their dream house, and they keep losing the chain. So it ends up to being this really long-winded process of frustration and angst and stuff. And if you want to, from experience, as well as what you guys are telling us, is that it's a lot quicker, isn't it? And it's a lot less headache in selling through auction.
Definitely, yeah. So another prime example was we sold a property. It had been on the market with another agent for 2 years. I went and did the marketing, got it back, put it online. Within 30 minutes, we sold it for £5,000 more than the original marketing agent asked for.
Wow.
So
Serious.
we sold it in half an hour. 32 minutes ain't crazy like that. Within half an hour, it was sold, and it'd been on the market 2 years. So that was a great achievement. Didn't even get a chance to make a cup of tea after putting it on because the phone was going crazy.
That's amazing, mate. Well, I mean, that is absolutely, and it had been on the market for 2 years.
2 years previously, yeah. And so the situation of that one was that the seller was not in the country anymore, had moved abroad, and was also paying council tax and all sorts of other stuff on the property. So they had a big debt, not debt as such, but they had a big bill that they kept paying for the property. They didn't have to. Half an hour later, I rang them up and said, by the way, we just exchanged contracts and we're complete. And what time do you need to complete? And 30 days later, it was complete.
I bet they had a glass of wine after that, didn't they? The stress and the angst, and like you say, auctions are amazing. They are more instantaneous, aren't they? They're instantaneous. As soon as that hammer goes down, I know there's a technical word for the hammer, but let's just call it
the gavel.
The gavel. As soon as that hammer goes down, it's exchange of contracts. That means everyone's legal, i.e. the buyer can't pull out, and the seller can't pull out. Is that right? Is that
That's right, yeah. So then that way also, like I say, if it's part of a chain, then you can go to your buyer, who you're buying from, and say, I've exchanged contracts, we're ready to go, etc., etc. It just puts that guarantee in place a little bit more. If
absolutely?
someone was coming to look at a property that someone's selling and they say, I've already exchanged contracts, they're more inclined also to accept your offer, because
Definitely,
you're in a
yeah.
better position.
Yeah, that's pretty much like almost the hopefully as cert as it can be. Um, from a homeowner's organisation point of view, obviously if they're on the market now at the moment and they're thinking about using yourself for an auction, and because obviously they've probably got a boat to catch, or they just want to move because obviously family circumstances and so on and so forth. What do they need to have in advance? What do they need to come to? What do they need to prepare
So,
for?
as you can imagine, exactly the same, we have to complete any money laundering regulation checks, and we ask that all the documents required from the conveyancing solicitor is completed with us within 14 days. That way, it gets a legal pack in place because you can't purchase a property without a legal pack.
Yeah,
So the legal pack's in place. So when it becomes to exchanging the contracts, there's no reason why that can't happen immediately. So we'll make sure our legal pack is ready before auction, rather than in the traditional method where you put an offer in, then you go through the legal conveyancing process, which is a long, lengthy process, to then get a legal pack, to then review it, to then decide if it's actually what you want to do before you sign the contract. Whereas if it's done beforehand, we get all that ready for you. We liaise with your solicitor, our solicitors, and we can work really quickly.
fantastic. Okay, now most important thing that's hopefully going to excite the homeowner. Now, obviously, traditionally, you sell a house through an estate agent, you pay the estate agency fees as the seller. Who pays your fees or the
So our
auction
fees
fees?
are covered by the buyer. So it's 0% fee to pay for the seller. So if you think about selling your property, there is no fee to pay. Fees in this area range from 1% to 3%. So if, say, for example, you're selling a £500,000 house, and you'll be paying some estate agents between £5,000 and £15,000 out of that, we don't charge you a penny. Our fees are covered by the buyer.
Brilliant. Absolutely amazing. So if, you get your cat. Yeah, all right. The fee is an important metric, but also the speed. It's the speed, isn't it? It's like if you've got an empty house or a vacant property that you're paying council tax on for whatever reason, you can get the cash up front, a lot quicker than effectively what is now the 9 month, pretty
Well, we
much a
see a lot of
year.
fall throughs
Fall
from other
throughs,
agents.
30% of any house sale goes through. So obviously, I don't know what the numbers are on that. If for every house that goes on the market, for every 10 houses that are on the market, 3 of them don't actually go through at all, do they? So, what's your success rate or the success rate of auctions? What are you?
On every 1,000 properties that go through, less than one fall through.
Wow,
Um, Very extreme circumstances as to why maybe buyers passed away or something like that. Other than that, legally binding, we don't have fall throughs as a whole auction. We do not have properties that fall through. So we have a lot of fall throughs where the chains are going to break down. So they come to auction,
yeah,
put their property on the market. We sell and exchange for them, and it's done. We don't have fall throughs as a whole. Very,
fantastic.
very rarely.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, we'll put your contact details in around this video somewhere. Obviously, you're watching this as an ad. There'll be a link in the bottom where you can basically get an online valuation for your property, and then obviously Jamie and his team can sort of speak to you after you've done that, because it is obviously an online valuation is a little bit different than actually speaking to a qualified person. But if you want to take advantage, we'll drop some links in around this video, Jamie, for you to obviously contact or reach out. But if you're watching this, however you're watching this, if you go into the description or go in the link below, you'll find a way you can actually go through the process of getting a valuation at least anyway, and then obviously Jamie and his team can speak to you about that. All right, but is there anything else that we need to cover on this, Jamie, or is that pretty much it for now? Do you think?
I think that's pretty much it. Just don't be scared. It's a new process for some people, but
Yeah.
me and my team are here to explain it all to you. So yeah,
Fantastic. Well, thanks for your time today, and thanks for watching.
thank you.
Take care.